Aquarius. But let's have a look at what the cards can reveal. 6 more cards for Aquarius. Okay, 9 of Pentacles. For those that are dealing with earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, I see that the relationship is going to be quite successful here, or there's healing that's taking place within a relationship. Wow, Wheel of Fortune, this is powerful. 2 of Pentacles, could be 2 different relationships you're dealing with, Aquarius. Strong earth energy so far, and then you have air, fellow Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. This is powerful. To get the Star card coupled with the Wheel of Fortune in regards to love, this indicates that there's fated cycles that are happening here. And for some, especially those dealing with an earth sign, I feel like there's a balance or there's harmony that's coming to you. So Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, there's children involved here, possibly pregnancy. So for some of you, there's a pregnancy this month, or as I said, having those serious conversations as indicated by the King of Swords about building a family, having a family, building a family home. You know, it's all about the next milestone, the next step. So, you know, and it's a earth sign that's very, very comfortable with you, that's ready to have those conversations. Maybe they were previously hesitant with the Page of Swords, but they're coming out of this and they're becoming more vocal about what they want for their future. And it doesn't have to be just earth signs. I think for those that are dealing with people, dealing with males or females that are ready to make these changes, they're really going to have those important conversations with you. So as I said, it could be a different sign. It doesn't have to be an earth sign, but it could indicate that this person is coming out and they're ready to make the changes. They're ready to undergo a beautiful relationship cycle with you, with the Wheel of Fortune present. So this is, I'm feeling optimistic for a lot of you. The 9 of Pentacles, you know, you have the 9 here, which is an end of one cycle, and you're welcoming in a new one. So for some of you, you're welcoming in either a soulmate, lover, you're welcoming in a new life with someone. This is really exciting. I think for those that are wanting children and wanting that future, wanting sexuality and passion, this is coming to fruition. Very, very nice. And it's all about an upward cycle. So it's interesting that you have the Page of Swords and also the King of Swords. I think this also relates to your state of mind, Aquarius, that you are going from the Page of Swords to the King of Swords. So there's direction in thinking. Remember, I mentioned you coming into your power with the Aquarius, your Aquarius card here. So this is massive. This is you making the transition from the Page to the King in 1 month. And for this sort of movement, it's certainly enlightenment in regards to relationships. So I think you're definitely knowing what you want to attract. For those that have 2 people around them and they're thinking about which one to be with or which one is in your future, I definitely feel like you have a soulmate or a twin flame in your life right now. There's a natural affinity to this person as indicated by the infinity symbol. I feel like you've undergone some sort of cycle with this person before in a past life somehow. Your souls may be reconnecting. And this is further reiterated by the Lovers card, which came up in the general read, as well as your Aquarius star card of hopes, wish, dreams, the cosmos, divinity, and a higher power here that's orchestrating perhaps a serendipitous meeting for you this month. Absolutely. Anything's possible. For some, I still feel like there's 2 different people you're tossing between, but one will show you that they're more forward, they're more ready. They will show you in the physical, not only in their words, but also very much so in their actions as indicated by the Pentacles. And you'll see this person choosing you. So for some, there might be someone you're crushing on, or maybe you're involved in a marriage and you've had a partner has had a wandering eye, or they've been putting work as priority. This is about to change because it's a balance, but once it's higher than the other. So maybe they're choosing you. They're choosing love and romance and a second go at love, maybe a second chance at love over anything else. It's showing that priorities are changing. The dynamics of a relationship are shifting in your favor. This is really good. I think embrace it, definitely. For some, I feel like there's a destined person that's from your past. You've known them from a childhood or from young age and adolescence. Maybe someone you've had a child with already. And they're coming back and you're a little bit uncertain still. You're a little bit on the fence. And I feel for the most part they can offer you something really, really promising, Aquarius. I think you need to take that chance. I think you need to take a leap of faith. Maybe you've had a turbulent past with the Tower card underneath here. Maybe it's been rocky. Maybe you've fallen in love too quickly and you ended up falling pregnant very quickly, and everything happened very, very swiftly and in such a short time frame that you feel history will repeat itself again, and hence why you may be hesitant to make that change. But I feel positive that if you know this person has pure intentions, good intentions, and you know they're trustworthy and they're showing you not only speaking and saying things you want to hear, things that are authentic, things that are truthful, but they're following through with those words in terms of their action. And I think if you see this and you have a good feeling about it, I think for the most part this person can make you very, very happy, and someone you can certainly build a future with here. You know, I like this element of romance. There's a lot of sexuality and passion that's coming through with the Six of Cups and the Empress card, which is very nice. An unplanned pregnancy could happen as well for some of you, so unless this is something that you're planning, you might want to protect yourself. The Empress, you know, this is about sensuality, passion. This is a spiritual connection here. For some, you're meeting someone that's quite spiritual, might already have children here with 2 children, might already have had a major significant relationship in their life with the Wheel of Fortune here, might have certain properties, wealth, abundance, possibly, might even have 2 different jobs, 2 different income streams, very, very financially secure and ready. I feel like they've accumulated the material wealth or the experiences or everything they want to be working towards in the physical realm, and now they're ready for a relationship, which is really refreshing to see. I wish you the best of luck with that, Aquarius. Let's move on and have a look at your career now. Career, professional, creative pursuits, and how this applies, how these general messages apply to these facets of your life. Okay, Aquarius. Okay, there could be some sort of news around a company with the Tower card. There could be, you know, something that's a little bit, there's this instability or sudden news here in regards to work. Okay, the Justice card. Right, the Devil. Libra, Capricorn, okay, or a fire sign here with the Wands, 3 of Cups, 9 of Cups, and the 2 of Wands. Okay, let's have a look. Aquarius career. Okay, first of all, let me have a look at the negative here. With the Devil card, which doesn't always represent something negative, however, paired with the Tower card, I really feel like, and it doesn't need to be a Capricorn, it can be any sign really, but it's someone that might be manipulating you a little bit at work or in the workplace. Now, they have their best interests at heart. Unfortunately, not necessarily yours, Aquarius, and I hate to say it, but there are people like that out there. Now, I feel as though this person could be in a position of influence here with the Justice card. And I feel as though they're there to propel themselves forward in their career. Because I feel as though they're telling you something that isn't necessarily true with the Devil card here. Remember I mentioned some sort of news happening here with the 8 of Wands. I feel paired with the Devil card, there's some sort of news in regards to a fire sign, could also be a Capricorn, Libra, strong fire elements here though, of someone either getting made redundant very quickly in the company. Again, I feel like this person is of high importance and it's almost like they'll be coming off their high horse very, very quickly. So this might be a superior that gets let off very abruptly, or major changes, resignations happen within the company that will affect all levels. But I almost feel like you've been waiting for this person to go, Aquarius, or you've been waiting this person to leave or make an exit or make a change. I feel like you'll be celebrating because of this, because the 9 of Cups is a wish fulfilled. You have the 3 of Cups, someone celebrating this success, or something like this. Or it could be that someone is telling you white lies, Aquarius. Someone is making themselves out to be more than they actually are. So if you're dealing, say, for example, if you have your own business and you're dealing with a wholesaler or an agent of some kind, and you're wondering about their track record, it's probably best you do your own research, Aquarius, because there could be someone that's could be spinning a web of lies to make themselves appear more successful and authoritative. So that's one aspect of looking at it, and I would say that's probably the negative, and sudden changes and whatnot. It could also be the company. The company might be relocating in some aspect here, so For some of you, this may be applicable, but for others, I feel there could be a Capricorn, a Libra, or a fire sign around you, especially in work, someone that wants to propel you forward. There's a contract that's coming up here with the Justice card. And you do have a destined meeting with the Lovers card, so it doesn't necessarily have to be through love that you get made this offer. It can be through an introduction, through a friend, or an important conversation, or something you see online with the Star card, an advertisement that you might see online. And there's a contract that you'll be very happy to receive, that you've been waiting on. It's almost like a dream come true. The job or the offer encompasses everything you've been looking for: the right work environment, the travel opportunities, maybe choices, options to move to different departments or go down different avenues as well is coming up in terms of work. So this is quite significant with the Justice card, the Two of Wands. It could be a client relations or a role where you're dealing with people directly here with the Justice card. There's a lot of people in the cards here, so you're planning travels, planning movement for someone, so it could be a PA, EA role, it could be in the travel industry, it could be opening up your own business, and there's a lot of mobility because the Horse is here, so there's mobility around you in terms of this contract, meaning there's either A, choices about which role you can take. There might be several roles available, or B, that you'll move within this company should you take this offer for some of you. For those that aren't looking for a new role, I feel like there's an event coming up in the workplace that'll bring you closer to your associates somehow, or your colleagues, is what I'm seeing here. I think you might also notice cracks in the company or with certain people, and maybe this might be exterior to you. You might not directly be involved in these cracks or these factions. However, I feel you might hear of this or have something to do with it. Could also be gossip as well, so steer clear away from gossip, Aquarius, because there could be something happening here with the 3, the Devil card. It could be someone going behind someone's back as well, and it could be envy, because I am seeing success for you with the 6 of Wands, so you'll obviously be acknowledged by someone important here, and I'm just wondering if there's someone around you that's envious of that success, someone that you perhaps once thought was a friend but isn't. I'm also seeing that there's a work romance happening here that could potentially involve into a third-party situation, so affairs, etc. And this may take place on a business trip of some kind, because, there's sexuality here in the workplace. Now, for some of you, it could be something like I don't know, you might feel a little bit preyed on by a boss or by a colleague. So it could be this as well, and maybe there needs to be equality. Someone needs to finally stand up and say something, maybe that hasn't been expressed, that hasn't been vocalized, and this could be a month where this comes to fruition, where you might hear someone felt violated or someone felt preyed on, because there's strong sexuality with the Devil card as well. And maybe you whether it's happening to you directly, I surely hope not, and I surely hope it's not happening to anyone close around you. But however, it's life and this happens. But I feel with the Devil card here, this needs to be, I feel like someone is too scared to come out and say it. So you might be the one to help them along, Aquarius. You might actually be the one to give them that motivation, or to help them realize what exactly is happening, and if it's wrong, if it's not consensual, this needs to be vocalized, Aquarius. So look, I will leave it at that. I am seeing a lot of success for you in career, which is really, really positive. I like what the 2 of Wands represents. Some of you are leaving a base of some kind and you're exploring new ventures in career. Maybe you're just putting your feelers out there.